Welcome back to my lovely IHP community, the 5D Collective, and anyone who is here. We have some lovely collective messages for the 5D frequency and the 5D individual who is their whole self. Okay, so this is going to be a short and then we're going to have an extended. The full moon brings mindfully and or spiritually living and loving people a burst of expansion from the heart, body, and mind. You cherish from within you the essence of blind faith and belief in yourself and your dreams. You savor every detour that has come your way as you see how they all got you here. You notice how choosing to be the authentic you mindfully has expanded and empowered you. You welcome and appreciate all that has come and are curious and excited of what is to come next. As you get ready to close out the last quarter of the year and to say hello to a new one, you are planning the last few steps and settling into this next part of your life's journey as yourself. You are rooting in what makes you happy and moving into tomorrow with your inner child adult in the lead. You are also building what resonates with who you are and what you want to leave behind as your legacy for future generations and to support our planet into tomorrow. You're choosing to nourish healthy other relationships. So that means people who have self-worth, the healthy type, so they're not higher or lower. We use words interchangeably, but you'll notice healthy self-worth people because they also have integrity. They're empowered and enlightening, and they know what true love means and speaking the truth with equanimity. Okay, so they don't skip out on town. They don't give you mixed signals. They're consistently present and consistently speaking to you with non-reactivity because we are living and loving mindfully here at IHP 5D Collective. That's the only way you're going to be yourself. If you believe in having to be reactive, then you want to go to a fancy woman in a suit who tells you not to go to therapy, and she actually doesn't own her inner child. She's armored and shut with the inner child, unfortunately, like this. Okay, so we're going to talk about this in the extended version, which, by the way, will be made available on YouTube and the audio podcast, but in the future will be made available to the IHP YouTube membership content, so paid membership. Every day you grow secure connections with people who live true spirituality and mindfulness, which means that they are building a life of meaning and connection beyond the solo self, just like you are. And so, again, those empowering and enlightening people, they speak a truth with equanimity. It's the inner child adult, so they know how to be unconsciously loving with flaws and then to exchange, in fact, differences. We enjoy differences, politics, religion, all of it, and we enjoy passion. The 5D frequency person and mystic embodies and pursues integration of the brain, restorative embodiment, and secure attachment. This is why you continue to enjoy what is coming with all of the relationships. If you have twin flames, soulmates, your oversoul. For those who are mystics, for those who are not, it's your family, your lovers, depends if you're polyamory or monoamory. So all of that, which is your herd. We got Ice Age, Manny, Diego, Sid with Pat Chacusco, okay? So living and loving with self-awareness, accountability, and regulation skills brings forth true love and partnerships as well as reliability. The 5D Collective are all people who are expanding consciousness, enlightening, and they are conscious lovers. So we respect and are curious about differences. We enjoy growing intellect and mental, emotional, and physical intelligence through self-mastery. So again, non-reactivity. It's not no emotion, is that equanimity is no ill will. I got an open heart and an open mind. I'm curious in my prefrontal as I'm in the now. So I'm curious, open, accepting, and loving. Thank you, Dr. Daniel Siegel, for these acronyms. Because my brain is integrated, my left, which is the speaking one, and my right, which is the feeling one, work together. My default mode network doesn't scan you and me to say, Maria, you're getting this. No, my 1-year-old, in fact, doesn't have any disowned parts whatsoever. No, my 1-year-old has this. And my 3-year-old and my 4-year-old and my 5-year-old and my ego has this. Plays wise, plays mindful, all of this. I know clarity and I know healthy boundaries, which is why I only hang out with healthy people. And when I have unhealthy ones, I tell them, hey, nope, that ain't gonna jive. And they back off because that's what self-mastery does. You don't get reactive, you get equanimous. And a 3-year-old that has this, they won't like it. It doesn't matter. I have a story for you in a little bit, and that's if we have time. Otherwise, I'll save it for our extended. They enjoy growing intellect and mental, emotional, physical intelligence through self-mastery. This is achieved thanks to daily mindfulness, mindset, and mindset practices. So when you get to be you, and you're mindful, and you're flawed with integrity, you're loving each other as those secure attachment functional adults, and you have a 1-year-old who knows how to consistently be on because you're your own safe haven, secure base. So you are not in any way, shape, or form with any internal insecurity. What other people say about you doesn't matter. So they won't break your heart. You don't have tragedy. You don't be, I'm offended. How dare you? How dare you? You're not a small, narrow state of consciousness. Those people who think that they're armored in a suit makes them powerful. They have no idea what it's like to be on this end. They didn't do what the choo-choo train did. They didn't get over the hump. They didn't learn to bring their prefrontal cortex down to integrate their brain. They're still non-bilaterally integrated, and structural dissociation and cognitive dissonance, all of their trauma comes up. They don't project it. Oh yeah, they do, but they don't all project it. So it all depends. So for us, so we are not ashamed of what we have done. So they can use all the words they want in the book. We have integrity. And so being yourself, again, is not for everyone. Not all people want to live love and to love completely, because not all people want to live mindfully or spiritually, to love unconditionally, to pursue neutrality and duality, to be equanimous, to be open to the infinite possibilities of tomorrow, to be open to their feminine and masculine, harmonizing, integration of the brain, and for their divine feminine and divine masculine to be open and harmonized. And so they don't want to do spiritual self-help, mindful living, or loving. It's okay, they don't have to. We're going to be the 5D frequency and above, and they can be the 3D, 4D, which is not going to look like anything powerful. Fact again, the fallen angel doesn't win. It's a fallen angel. We won't use that story all the time, but the point is, it's a poor human being who could use Robert Sapolsky's book, determined to then go to Patrick Tian and get good therapy and wait till they're done. The new therapy of now, not the one that is the people who think they can dissect new therapy and healing and tell you that the system's keeping you trapped. The only one who is keeping themselves trapped are the same ones in fancy suits who think that they know what they're talking about as they wield their words like buffoons. Lack of imagination for evil means you lack the education. You don't know Michael Stone, forensic criminologist, who shares with us the whole people, they all end up in jail. And I wish and have them all surrounded with therapists, even the fancy woman and man with suits. I surround them with Bezel, Gabor Mate, Bezel van der Kolk, Gabor Mate, Stephen Porges, Peter Levine, Dr. Daniel Siegel, Dr. Daniel Fox. I surround them with Patrick Geohan, Patrick McNamara, neuroscientist. I surround them with Janina Fisher. I surround them with all the greats. And then I surround them with Darwin. And then I bring in God. And I say, hey, God, you didn't tell me I was supposed to be ignorant. So I don't know why they're doing the Creationism Museum or why they keep protecting people who need therapy and need to get better or something. But hey, guess who's here with us? The ones who talk about what Jesus taught me. Forgive, like Dr. Daniel Siegel points out. But it's more than just that. Why forgive Jesus? Don't cast a stone. Blessed are those who believe without seeing. What else? What else? Turn that other cheek. Forgive because they don't know. What happens when a person has insecure attachment? Those people in fancy suits, they got a distorted self, a distorted psyche. They don't like hearing that because they don't want to go and get the good therapy because they're afraid of their self and the teenagers spiting what they didn't get. And that's why they want to keep shaming people with their pent up, unfortunate business up. Attachment ruptures and trauma, they can leave lasting marks on the psyche through beliefs of a lot of feelings. I don't matter. I'm not seen. I'm not soothed. I'm not safe. I'm not secure. They don't know how to self-regulate. They're dysregulated nervous systems. It's why they want to use reactivity because they can't stand not being reactive. They want to be out of control in their brainstem. Yeah, so attach, cry, collapse, submit, please, appease. Those are their formalities. Fight, flight, freeze, flop, drop. Not fancy to see it. Cusco, what do? Oh, low self-esteem and direct communication, passive-aggressive. Healthy boundaries, not any of them whatsoever. So internal attachment healing is needed for the heart of secure functioning to become possible and then take root in relationships. They didn't get any of it. That's why they talk about shame on screen and they don't know how to stand securely on their 2 feet. Nope. They in fact let you know about, I tell my ladies, I know you learned to make it on your own. but just let him open the door. As for men, they inform us of how when they don't text us back and they have fucked us, they feel contempt and disgust towards us ladies. And then shame. I just don't know where the shame goes. So in the meantime, what I do know is that those people with insecure attachment styles or categories, it doesn't really matter, disorganized, all of it, they're not healed. Yes, they need support with knowing themselves better, but they know themselves from their distorted shame 1-year-old, 3-year-old. It's unfortunate. Yeah, their self got paused. They didn't go reclaim it because they don't believe in the new therapy. And some of them are therapists, or they think they are. They did definitely not good ones. People with insecure attachment, they need guidance in connecting with their authentic needs more and preferences and desires instead of defaulting into their more reflexive, insecure defense mechanisms. Yeah. So they also don't know how to quiet down or transform the inner critic because they don't have strategies to become inner nurturers. No, they just use shame, blame, fault, revenge, low, lustful, yucky energy, and they think they know everything about everything, and they don't. Ego's so ignorant when it's blind, and some people, well, they're enamored with themselves to the point where they can't hear what comes out of their mouth anymore. Then they don't know how to assimilate information correctly. They distort it to make it fit. And some would say, well, what about you? Well, I'm not distorting it though, because it's the sciences that tell me integration of the brain and restorative embodiment brings you to where your body is going. So I mean, unless you want to be a flat earther, in my personal opinion, I would say sciences are proving that the whole self of you, and if you're here, I mean, you do mindfulness. Otherwise, I don't know why you're here. You want to be self-empowered. So, again, the ones who wield the words, they're wielding it to their volition. You can tell because they're not supporting health. They're supporting their agenda, and they're supporting for people to be like them. They want copycats. Don't you see? The more they get adorned, the more they get prettier, the more suits they wear. They're enjoying being adored. In fact, if you go to any of those followers, they allow themselves to be spoken to by these very same individuals in ways that any inner child adult will be like, oh, wow, I see you have low self-esteem. I'm going to leave it alone. I really don't want to handle you, but also because I'm 4'9", so I can't. Anyways, so yeah, they don't know how to access their innate caregiving behavioral system because they didn't choose to get it back online. They chose to stay disconnected with their emotional plane and just live from the visceral with the yucky, lustful energies. That's why they talk about fucking with no passion whatsoever. Yeah, it's really interesting. So insecure attachment, they would benefit from practicing self-attuning and learning how to self-regulate truly and to self-soothe in healthy ways rather than using distraction, deflection, or avoidance, which is instead what all those people who didn't get healed do, and that's why they're on screen supporting 3D, 4D frequency people. So yeah, healing would be really welcome, but the discomfort is really too much for them to bear. They don't want to connect with those emotions because the first ones that come up are grief and pain, and then anger, empowerment, and justice, and then forgiving. And they don't want to heal with Patrick Tian. They, in fact, don't believe that Patrick Tian does a good job. They don't believe in new therapy. The new therapist is what they're calling it. It's not new. It's a subject matter of expertise of a bunch of people. I learned from them all, the smart ones, and then we spot the ones who aren't as savvy with their intellect or intelligence. And that's because they don't own their inner safe haven and they don't own their inner secure base. Yeah, they just own distorted stories and they use them to the point of where it's like, wow, there's a donkey. I've heard that one before. So, insecure attachment styles. If they don't choose to heal, all you need is love. Dun, da, da, da. All you need is love. Love. They won't be here at our lovely 5D collective gatherings. Okay, our future spiritual retreats. If you have love in the air, tune on in to our extended. We're going to be back with more. I might reread some of this, but I will also be using, I have channeled guidance messages and tarot with me right now. So thank you again for stopping by. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you do know anybody who likes to have healthy adult relationships and news stories that heal trauma, send them on over. We do self-help, spiritual and mindful living and loving. I'm a mentor, content creator, podcast host, all these great things. And I'm a holistic practitioner, Akashic record reader, tarot reader, and then Reiki. And there's a lot of content that will be here and to come. In the meantime, thank you again for stopping by. See you again in a little bit.